It said recording has started, right?
Yeah, it says recording started.
Okay. So let's start with our prayers. You can repeat after me. I'll tell you the meaning of the prayer, and then later we can, you all can gradually in a week or two you can memorize. Okay. Ishvara Parama Krishna.
Ishvara Parama Krishna.
Satchidananda Vigraha.
Satchidananda Vigraha.
Anadiradir Govinda.
Anadiradir Govinda.
Sarvakarana Karanam.
Sarvakarana Karanam.
Beautiful prayer which I generally do it before reading, understanding or speaking of any of the literature regarding the Lord. And this is a literature which God himself spoke. Bhagavad Gita is the only literature or only subject matter or only knowledge given directly by Krishna. He spoke these things. It's not like some sound vibration or music or through light energy. No, he spoke. This is a discussion. This is a talk. So this particular verse, prayerful verse, what we just did, speaks about Krishna's position. Once we know anybody's position, it will be easy for us to follow and understand what that person is speaking. So we are knowing from this prayer that Krishna, Ishvara, Parama, Krishna. Ishvara means controller, Parama means supreme, Krishna means Krishna. So Krishna is the supreme controller. It's not like the controller meaning in the mundane terms of controlling everything. My mom controls me, my dad controls me, my teacher controls me. Not that kind of controller. Controller means he has this authority which is filled with some supreme power that he can control. It's not that he's controlling, but he can control. He has this power of controlling. So that's Ishvara Paramakrishna. Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. Sachid Ananda is a compound word with 3 words in it. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat means eternality. Chit means full of knowledge. Ananda means bliss or sweet happiness. Happiness is always sweet, but it is sweeter happiness. So Satchid Ananda means Sachidananda, we explain the meaning, we discuss the meaning. And Vigraha. Vigraha means embodiment. We say Vigrahas, right? Krishna Vigraha, Venkateshwara Swami Vigraha. Vigraha means embodiment, into one. So Krishna is Satchid Ananda Vigraha, means he is an embodiment of eternality, knowledge and bliss. Adir Govinda means he is the most primeval and the youngest of in creation. Like he is the origin of everything, most primeval. Adir Govinda. Govinda has 2 meanings here. Go means one is cows. We will see this name in Bhagavad Gita very often, Govinda. Arjuna addresses Krishna as Govinda. Govinda means, go means cows, go means senses. Govinda means one who is the maintainer of the cows and the controller of the senses. Govinda. So Adir Govinda. Sarva Karana Karanam. It's very clear. It's like Telugu. Karanam means reason or cause. Sarva Karana Karanam means he is the cause of all causes. Yes? So that's the prayer. And why we are doing this prayer is to know and slowly understand and try to fully understand the position of Krishna. There are a lot of personalities who have spoke a lot of things in the history, but why we are hearing only Bhagavad Gita so much? Why is it Bhagavad Gita so much important? This is spoken by Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Krishna himself. So this prayer every day we will be doing before we start the class, because it gives us the consciousness with which we can hear what Krishna is saying. Got it? Okay. And it's good to glorify always Krishna. Anytime you can read this prayer. In Bhagavad Gita, there are 5 topics discussed. Okay? You can bullet points. You can just put some bullet points whenever you are hearing from me. You can put in your notebook also. 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita are discussed here. That which we can read in introduction, what are they? But yesterday we didn't have enough time to discuss. So I'll just briefly summarize these 5 topics. The 5 topics are Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala and Karma. You need not write all these 5 topics, but you can write as 5 topics so that later you can research what are these 5 topics. One of you can take that for some time writing and one of you can take in the same book some time for writing. 5 topics have been discussed. What are these 5 topics? One is Ishvara, first one. Let's say Ishvara means what? Ishvara means, the literal meaning is controller, but we here consider as Ishvara as the source of everything, from which everything emanates. Ishvara, that's Krishna, that's Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Next topic is Jiva. Jiva means we, the part and parcel of Krishna, who got separated from the Ishvara. That's Jiva, living entities. All the living entities. It's not like Niyati and Nishita and Srimati Mataji. No, it's like ant, it's like elephant, it's like bug, scorpion, mosquito, fly, everything. Whichever has a soul, separated from Krishna, living here in the material world, is Jiva. Third topic is Prakriti. Prakriti means the nature, the creation. Ishvara is their created. The created beings are their Jivas, but where they will be there existing is Prakriti, the nature, creation, nature, manifestation of Krishna's energy for us all to live in is Prakriti. Fourth topic is Kala, very important topic. Kala means time. Krishna says, time I am. Because without time we cannot do anything, right? What time, which day, which week, which month, which year, which era, which so and so, right? Which decade or whatever it is. Time is important. So Krishna says, I am time. So time is the fourth topic. Fifth topic is Karma. Very interesting topic and most important topic to understand for us as Jivas is Karma. Karma means it's not only the past deeds what we have done. Karma means any activity what we do, past or present, and the results of those activities or the consequences of those activities what we see. Karma is divided into wide range, which we'll read in the future Bhagavad Gita chapters. Prarabdha, aprarabdha, papam, bijam, kutam, etc. Manifested karma, unmanifested karma, sakama karma, nishkama karma, good karma, bad karma, and so on. We will discuss. But that's karma. Activity and the results of the activity, consequences of the activities, what one faces is also karma. If something is bad going on, they say, Ayyo adina karma ala jargindi, adivadi karma ala jargindi, right? So consequences of a activity what we do is also karma. And how we will understand through the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, how we can act on this karma and how we can make our karma, that is also discussed. We will discuss in the future. So let's now start with our first chapter. Chapter 1. You can note it down in your notebook. Chapter 1. The name of the chapter is Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. Girls, I am working for you, so you also have to put some efforts. Yesterday, I was trying to make some notes and study for almost 40 minutes in how to present to you in a palatable manner the whole first chapter's essence. I have did classes, I've been doing classes, I'm into teaching Bhagavad Gita for 17 years from now, but still when I go with the new batch of kids and new challenges, like this is a challenge for me, in 20 days I have to cover whole 18 chapters, or 20 classes I have to cover, 20 hours I have to cover whole Bhagavad Gita. So I was preparing. You might not wonder, but if wonder also, it's okay. See, this is the preparation I did. So I'm expecting at least a little bit you also can put work on this, so because it is important. I know Bhagavad Gita. I have memorized Bhagavad Gita. I have worked on Bhagavad Gita, but still I make points so that how it can be presentable to you. Now, for those efforts, you can little bit respond or reciprocate by taking some important points, okay? So, Observing the Armies on the Battle of Kurukshetra is the chapter name in English. What I suggest is, I know you have your individual books, what I suggest is one can listen and one can make points, and after some time one can listen and one can make points, so that at least one can fully listen. Sometimes there will be a breach by writing and what I'm saying if it is not connected. Anyhow, these classes are recorded for sure, but still writing is important when some important thing comes. And the chapter name in Sanskrit is Arjuna Vishadha Yoga. Yesterday I was saying, right, while stage setup, it is called Arjuna Vishadha Yoga. So let me start with little bit more of stage setting, and then we will jump into the chapter. So Bhagavad Gita is a small part or a small episode of a big scripture called Mahabharata. 100,000 verses. From there, 700 verses, 18 chapters is Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Formerly, this whole earth was ruled by the king whose capital was Hastinapura, and who was ruling is the Bharata. So Bhagavad Gita describes the history of the Bharata descendants. That's why it's called Bharata kingdom. Bharat Desh we call, right? So Bharat Desh was not just India. Bharat Desh was whole earthly planetary system. So Bhagavad Gita describes the history of Bharata descendants, and whom we come to here. There is a lot of descendants, but whom we are relating through Bhagavad Gita are the two descendants. One is Dhritarashtra and the other is Pandu, and of course Vidura is there, but it's a different story. We will talk about it later. But two potential candidates for ruling the kingdom, Dhritarashtra and Pandu. And yesterday we have discussed Dhritarashtra was blind, so Pandu has to take over the rule, and he left his body at early life, young age, and he left 5 children to Kunti Maharani to take care, and Madri's story and all those things. And now let's talk about the personalities who will be spoken about in Bhagavad Gita. Dronacharya, the teacher. He is the teacher. I'm the teacher for you right now for this period of time. So Dronacharya is the teacher. He used to make them expert in all Kshatriya warrior qualities. He is well known for archery teaching, but he has made Pandavas and Kauravas both learn all the things that are needed for a Kshatriya to be a Kshatriya in a war field and in administrative class. Bhishma Dev is the great grandfather, but he was a counselor, he was a mentor, he was a guide, he was like fatherly figure for everybody, especially for Pandavas being fatherless. Kauravas are embedded with hate, envy and greed, and why it is like that we discussed already yesterday. Krishna's appearance, there is 3 reasons. Krishna is the important personality. He is the one who spoke Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is supreme personality of the Godhead, and it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita in future chapters why Krishna comes. Krishna comes here to this material world for 3 reasons. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Why he comes is to protect the pious souls, to annihilate or remove the Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam, who are bad people, who do the wrong things, who are adharmic, and dharma sanstharpana, to re-establish the dharma. So he comes again and again in every yuga to reduce the burden of Mother Earth. Mother Earth is a personality, lady personality. Prakriti is also a lady personality. So Mother Earth has lot of burdens because of wrong activities, adharmic activities. This is Kali Yuga. So to protect Mother Earth, or to reduce the burden of Mother Earth, Krishna appears. These Kauravas tried to kill Pandavas in many ways. We are not going into Mahabharata, but before even war started, they tried to kill Pandavas in many ways. Kill, not just make some bullying kind of thing, directly kill. But they were very unsuccessful due to the protection offered by Krishna and Vidura. Then what did they do? They started this gambling match when they were all young to the stage, and that gambling match was a cheating business going on there. With the help of Shakuni, they cheated Pandavas, and then Pandavas had to go for the exile. And after returning, it was supposed to be when they returned from the exile, they should be given the kingdom. but they did not give the kingdom. Instead they said that we don't want to give. Whatever you want to do, you can do. As a Kshatriya dharma, what to do if some other, forget about being cousin, but in general, if some other king comes and invades, then what is the only choice? What the Kshatriyas have and what is the duty is to fight with that adharmic person and then win over him. So that's what these Pandavas were doing. That's their duty. So after completing 13 years of exile, they were asked for their own kingdom, and Duryodhana refused. And we talk about this peace messenger story about Krishna, right? He went as a peace messenger and asked to give. Yes, you remember yesterday we discussed Krishna went as a peace messenger, asked for 5 villages so that they can rule the kingdom and do their Kshatriya dharma. But Duryodhana was so evil that he didn't want to give the 5 villages also. So let's start with Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita begins with a question of Dhritarashtra. So 1.1 is an important verse. So how we address Bhagavad Gita verses is, first number speaks about the chapter name and the after dot number speaks about the verse. There are number of verses in each chapter. So 1.1 means first chapter, first verse, like that. So 1.1 is a very, very important verse wherein Dhritarashtra starts speaking. I'll go through that verse, but later reciting won't be there in this whole discussion. I'll make you learn how to read Sanskrit in English, but no recitations. But this one is the first verse I'm doing. Dhritarashtra uvacha. You know the verse, first verse of Bhagavad Gita? Do you know? Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. You want to repeat after me or how it works? I don't know. But yeah, that's the first verse. Okay. What is the verse? Okay. I don't want to put you on spot. So let's go to the meaning itself. You can read it by. It's easy Sanskrit. Don't be thinking that it's not your cup of tea. It's very easy. We will have one full class, 1 hour class, how to read. But that's the verse. In this verse, Dhritarashtra is asking a question to Sanjaya. So here the personalities whom you have to know is Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya. Okay, very important personalities, because we are in not direct touch with Arjuna or Krishna. Do you agree? Neither Krishna is speaking to us nor Arjuna is speaking to us, nor we don't know directly what they are speaking. So who the personalities here? The commentator and the hearer, or the narrator or the hearer. The hearer is Dhritarashtra, the blind king, and the narrator is the Sanjaya. These two names. Okay, these two personalities are sitting in the private chamber of the king Dhritarashtra, and Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjaya what is happening in the battlefield. They don't have now like technology wherein live is done on TVs, right? Almost at the same point when the football player kicks the ball, it will be shown to us in live here in TVs. But at that time it was not there like that. Then how did Sanjaya speak about what is happening to Dhritarashtra? First, Dhritarashtra, why did he ask that question? Is he is blind. If he had eyes, he would have gone there and seen what is happening. So he doesn't have eyes. And the second thing is they are sitting in the chamber, so how can they see? How can they see is Sanjaya is a very great devotee of the Lord, and he is the disciple of Vyasadeva. Did you hear about Vyasadeva? Vyasadeva is the compiler of all these Vedas, Shastras, Upanishads and everything. Vyasadeva is so much famous. He is the literary incarnation of Krishna, and he is celebrated as, we say, right, today is Vyasadev's day. Today is Guru Purnima. Like Vyasadeva is not only just a person, but it is kind of a post wherein a guru is being seated. Vyasa Asan. Vyasa Asan. Vyasa is the word for guru or a teacher. Guru Purnima we celebrate. Everybody worships their own guru in the position of Vyasadeva. It's a position. Brahma is not a person. Brahma is a position. Indra is not a Indra is not not Brahma. Indra is not a person. Indra is a position. Tomorrow somebody else would be Indra. It's like that. Vyasadeva is a literary incarnation, but it's a position. It has become a position wherein any guru is put in that particular. So that Vyasadeva, who is the literary incarnation of Krishna himself, is the direct teacher of Sanjaya. Okay, and Sanjaya is a good person. Sanjaya knows what is dharma, what is adharma, who are virtuous people, who are envious people. He knows everything. So with the Vyasadev's mercy, with his guru's mercy, with his spiritual master's mercy, with his teacher's mercy, Sanjaya gets this divine vision, Divya Drushti, divine vision, with which he can see what is happening in the battlefield. More clear, more better, and more faster than now live telecast of whatever is going on, shows, matches, whatever it is. Yes? So he has this fortunate blessing from his spiritual master that he could see. That's why Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjaya, and Sanjaya is able to see. Literally, if you see the pages of Bhagavad Gita, you can see how Sanjaya is seeing on a wall everything what is happening, and how Dhritarashtra, blind king, is sitting, and how he is Sanjaya seated in a little lower position and explaining Dhritarashtra what is happening. That is the scene going on, first scene. And what is Dhritarashtra asking? Being desirous to fight, what did my sons and Pandu's sons are doing? Okay, here many things to be observed. One is Kurukshetre and Dharmakshetre. These are the words used by Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra did not say what are they doing in the battlefield. He said in the field of Dharmakshetre and Kurukshetre. Kshetra means field. What is the importance of Dhritarashtra addressing this battlefield as Dharmakshetre and Kurukshetre? Kurukshetre, he means that Kurus are fighting in that. I told you yesterday that Kurus doesn't mean only Kauravas. Kuru means a dynasty, and Kauravas and Pandavas both belong to Kuru dynasty. So Kurus are fighting there in that field, so it is called Kurukshetre. Okay? And the main important word is Dharmakshetre, because who is there leading this whole fight is Sri Krishna. Wherever Lord Krishna is there, adharma cannot prevail. So Krishna is there, only dharma will happen. He is dharma personification, Krishna. So Dhritarashtra is addressing this field as Dharmakshetre and Kurukshetre. What is the importance of these two words is nothing can go wrong for the people who are virtuous. Nothing can go wrong on the part of the people who are on the side of dharma. Dhritarashtra knew that there is no way Kauravas can lose because they are on the side of dharma. Dhritarashtra knew that Pandavas are highly virtuous, and they have Krishna with them, who is dharma personification himself. But he had a small hope that his sons can win even before the war if the Pandavas give up the war. He knows the soft-heartedness or compassionate nature of Pandavas. He knows that Pandavas are completely opposite to Kauravas. They don't have enviousness, they don't have greed, they are not hatred-liking people. They were protected completely by Kunti Maharani. They were guided nicely with Bhishma Dev. They had no enviosity or enviousness around them. And he has said that desiring to fight, what did my sons and Pandu's sons did? Here we understand the nature of Dhritarashtra, that he is biased, that he is partial. He is separating his sons and Pandu's sons. He could have asked, what is happening in the battlefield? What are they doing? But he separately mentioned that my sons and Pandu's sons. He is discriminating these two people or two groups separately, saying my sons, I and mine. This is a very big attachment. Externally for you guys it might not mean much, that okay, he's there, they are his children, so he's saying my sons, what's a big deal? But you have to understand from the viewpoint of he being a king. For a king, all subjects are same. He cannot discriminate that way. That shows his partial behavior towards his sons. And then the whole that part we understood. Who is Dhritarashtra? Who is Sanjaya? How does Bhagavad Gita go long for 18 chapters with this discussion in between Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya. So hierarchy you have to remember. Who is speaking to who is addressing who. We are not directly hearing from Krishna at all. Though in between it says Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, though in between it says Arjuna Uvacha, though in between it says something else. But these we have to understand that we are hearing through the narration from Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. So now Duryodhana, what did Sanjaya say? Okay, he's speaking about Duryodhana first. He's not speaking about Pandavas. Looking at both the armies, Duryodhana decided to come on his chariot first to his teacher Dronacharya. He's speaking to his Dronacharya teacher. He has already started a fear in his heart looking at the Pandavas army, saying that they might win. So he wanted to just cover his fear and go to his teacher and say that about the glories of his party or his soldiers or his great warriors. Oh, you are there as a teacher, the great one. Bhishma Dev is there as a perfect leader for us. Oh, their army is not well protected with a limited capacity of Bhima, and our army is protected with the unlimited prowess of Bhishma Dev, who has all the virtues and who has all the qualities. We have to just follow Bhishma Dev's instruction. He was the commander-in-chief for Kauravas. And then the all conch shell started blowing. The importance of this conch shell, Shankam antam kada, Shankam muftaru, is an auspicious thing. The conch shell, blowing of conch shell is very, very auspicious. So that declares that we are ready to fight. So conch shell was blown first by Bhishma Dev, being the great grandfather of the Kuru dynasty, and then that gave some more hope and happiness in the heart of Duryodhana, because it was a very big, tumultuous, loud sound. So that gave a lot of happiness to Duryodhana and Kauravas. But at the same time, Pandavas also felt happy hearing to their great grandfather's conch shell blowing, being very auspicious, loud, and it's like a guidance for them that okay, now the war has been declared from their side. This is what happened, and it is mentioned about only Bhishma Dev's blowing conch shell, and then later everybody together blown the conch shell. But now it's the turn of the Pandavas side. Now Pandavas will declare the war. So first conch shell was blown by Krishna. Krishna was a charioteer, but Krishna is the supreme personality of the Godhead. So first conch shell was blown by Krishna. So there is another verse which says, Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Paundram Dadmau Mahashankam Bhima Karma Vrikodara Ananta Vijayam Rajo Kunti Putro Yudhishtara Nakula Sahadevascha Sughosho Mani Pushpaka. Two set of verses which speaks about all the individual conch shells blown by different personalities on the Pandava side. It was first started with Krishna. He blew the conch shell Panchajanya. Then Arjuna, he blew the conch shell Devadatta. Then Bhima, he blew the conch shell Poundram. Then Yudhishthir Maharaj, he blew the conch shell Ananta Vijayam. And then Nakula and Sahadeva. These are the 5 brothers with Krishna. So mentioned specifically, Nakula and Sahadeva are the last 2 brothers. They blow the conch shells Sughosha and Mani Pushpaka. Importance is there for these conch shells, but let to know that it is a couple of verses very important, wherein they declared also that they are ready for the war. The conch shell blown by Bhishma Dev gave happiness to everybody, but the conch shell blown by the Pandavas shattered the hearts of the Kauravas. It was so loud, so tumultuous, and the main thing is they have this fear in the heart, Kauravas, because they know that they are doing adharma, they are doing the wrong things, they are wishing for the things what is not their right. So Kauravas' heart shattered. Here one thing we have to learn, kids, is one who takes the shelter of Supreme Personality of the Godhead has nothing to fear even in the midst of greatest calamity. Comparatively, Pandava's army had nothing, almost nothing. 11 Akshayanis. Akshayani means a group of animals like horses, elephants, a group of soldiers, a group of eminent leaders, a group of chariots, everything together. I mean group means it's a large number. One Akshayani is also a big large number, like maybe, I don't know exact figures, but you can research, Google it, you will get it, what does an Akshayani have, like maybe 500 horses, 700, not hundreds, maybe there are thousands, but I'm just saying. So these all things become one Akshayani, and like that Kauravas had 11 Akshayanis, whereas Pandavas had only 7 Akshayanis, and Kauravas had more experienced and more valored and more gifted soldiers. Pandavas didn't have many. They have lesser experience and lesser quantity of Akshayanis also. Bhishma Dev could understand the strategy and feeling of Duryodhana, that Duryodhana is feeling low, and being a great grandson of Kudu dynasty, he promised to himself that he will support the king, and the king won the kingdom for Duryodhana, so he is there on the Duryodhana side. Else he always loved Pandavas, else he always knew that Pandavas are the best, else he always was a great devotee of Krishna. And after this blowing of conch shells, all is done. Arjuna says, "Oh Krishna, take me to the midst of the army, in the center of the battlefield, from where I can see all the people who are here ready to fight with me." That's to get an estimate. Who are there, who are not there, how much strength they have, how we have to plan and strategize. So he's asked Krishna to take the chariot to the center of the battlefield. Krishna is Supreme Personality of the Godhead, kids, but he is Bhaktavatsala also. He takes care of his devotees. His position, being Supreme Personality of the Godhead, remains unchanged to his nature of being very affectionate to his devotees. Are you understanding what I'm saying? He still is the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. His position, his authority, his awe and reverence, his capacity, nothing changes, though he is very affectionate to his devotees and sometimes listens to his devotees. And right now he is taking the orders of Arjuna. Though Arjuna requested, the position of Arjuna is he is the king or the prince or the kshatriya who is fighting, and Krishna is his charioteer. And after Krishna took him to the center of the battlefield, till now Krishna did not speak anything. Remember, Arjuna is seeing at the battlefield, and Sanjay is telling what is Arjuna doing. Arjuna is seeing at all the armies assembled there. It's a huge Ishita and Niyati. Maybe Arjuna could see only 0.01% closer look of who they are, but he is seeing a big huge army, very big huge army. If you see this Bhagavad Gita cover page itself, you can see like small drawing and painting how many people are there. It's a huge one. So Arjuna saw, what did Arjuna saw is 10 different grades of relatives. This is the turning point. Till now he was fixed that he will listen to Krishna, he will fight for his right. He was fixed in the position of a duty of a kshatriya. But now, after seeing, what did he see? Different grades of relatives. It is said 10 different grades of relatives or kith and kin he saw. Now you'll hear the 10, not 10, but whatever I remember. He saw his fathers in the sense he considers Dhritarashtra as father's brother, grandfathers, father of Dhritarashtra, and then great-grandfathers, Bhishma Dev, and then the grandsons. He could see his peers' sons also. He could see his sons, means Duryodhana's sons are his considered sons. He should see his teachers like Dronacharya, Krupacharya and everybody. He could see his cousins. Of course, when the family is there, cousins will be there. Well-wishers, brothers, in-laws, father-in-laws, brother-in-laws, everybody he was seeing. And he became overwhelmed with compassion, completely overwhelmed. Niyati, think about a situation where you are in a place where you are given a position from where you have to kill your cousins whom with you played nicely. God forbid, never that situation comes. We don't kill in this era, nobody for any reason. But I'm just saying, you are always playing with your cousins, you are always nice to your cousins, you have a good relationship with your cousins, and whoever it is. And if a situation comes wherein you have to kill them, that was the very, very tough situation which Arjuna was in. So he was completely overwhelmed with compassion, and with a very disagreeing and disheartened tone, he started saying this to Krishna. What did he say? "Oh Krishna, by looking at all these things, my body is quivering, my mouth is drying up, my bow Gandiva is slipping out of my hands, my skin is burning, my hair is standing on its end, my mind is reeling, and I am forgetting who I am." This is a very important verse which speaks about the condition of a person who is not in his senses, overwhelmed by emotions like anger, greed. Arjuna doesn't have anger or greed, but anger with deep sorrow or astonishing moment or a fearsome situation. Like when you watch a horror movie, these all things can happen, right? When you see something shocking, these all things can happen. When you see a sudden death of a person in the house, these things can happen. This is all are called overwhelming emotional ecstatic expressions of our bodily condition. And what does Arjuna say? My mind is reeling, means he is not in a position to think what is right or wrong, and I am forgetting myself what is my nature by looking at all these things. So I cannot stand up here anymore and fight. This is what Arjuna told to Krishna after seeing the armies on the battlefield. That's why the name of the chapter is Observing the Armies on the Battlefield. It is clearly mentioned by our acharyas that these symptoms of Arjuna should not be understood. Very important point, girls. Take it into take it into your mind and keep that information, knowledge till end of Bhagavad Gita. It is mentioned by our acharyas that these symptoms should not be understood as a weakness of Arjuna. No, never. Oh, Arjuna being a Kshatriya, how can he fall for these all kind of things? He is covered, or he is less powerful, or he is afraid of the defeat by seeing the opposite army who is very well situated. Niyati ardhamavutundana. You're not going into sleep mode, right? Okay. So Arjuna, because he was not afraid, but he was compassionate, being soft-hearted, pure devotee of the Lord. This is one of the qualities of the purity of a devotee, that he feels pain in seeing others in pain or seeing the consequences of what he is going to do. Srimad Bhagavatam, another big literature and wonderful scriptural study, it speaks in a 5th canto, 18th chapter, 12th verse. It says that in a pure devotee of Krishna, the good qualities of all demigods will be there. So now Arjuna is considered to be the pure devotee of the Lord. That's why he has this compassionate feeling towards the other people who are losing their life for Duryodhana. They didn't want to intend to fight. They are just for doing their duty, being the citizens of the country, to support the king and the prince. So Arjuna is considering the consequences of the war, kids. Arjuna is not considering that he will be losing the war. No, he's sure that he will win over them. He's called like he's called that he's the chastiser of the enemies or killer of the enemies. So he knew that with the mercy of Krishna, with the guidance of Krishna, he is going to defeat them all. Defeat in the war means killing them. What Arjuna is saying is, oh Krishna, I don't want this kingdom. I don't want this royal opulence. If it has to come by killing all this kith and kin. Very nice nature, right? When we are seeing that, we are feeling that he is very good. Arjuna is good. He don't want the kingdom. He don't want the opulence. He doesn't want to get anything that is called enjoyable by killing his people. Which is nice. It is nice to hear. But when we consider about the duty of Kshatriya, or called Kshatriya Dharma, it is not a right thing. But Arjuna gives solid reasons why he doesn't want to fight. He wants to convince Krishna about what he is saying from his viewpoint is correct. What does he say? Krishna, by doing this activity, we will overcome sin. They don't know that it is sinful, and because of their greed they are doing it. But why should we involve in this sin? So he's saying sin will overcome by killing. Second, he is saying the dynasty is destroyed, because how the dynasty is destroyed is all the powerful fathers, all the powerful brothers, all the powerful and intelligent men in the family die. So what happens? Who is there to teach? Nobody. So the dynasty is destroyed. Eternal family traditions are destroyed. Who is there to give them the family traditions for the family? By happening this, what it's going to be is that irreligion. Religion means following duty, dharma, all those things. But if there is nobody to teach the dharma, if Arjuna kills everybody or Pandavas kill everybody in the Kauravas, who will be there in the normal citizens to guide? So irreligion will prevail. And very important one thing Arjuna mentions is about Varna Sankara. What is this word? Varna Sankara is Niyati and Nishita. When the able men of the family, because everybody is in the war now, so when the able men, like old people are not there, very old people are not there, children are not there, but when the able people, head of the family or the men in the family die, what will happen to the women and the children and the old people? What will happen? They take wrong shelters. Wrong shelters in the sense the woman will get married to somebody whom she can be dependent on for many reasons: emotional support, guidance, financial support, everything. So she will choose a wrong person, because there are no right persons anymore, because everybody went to the war. So she will choose wrong people, and with that what happens? It's called corrupted. Women become unprotected and they become corrupted. Then what happens? Unwanted population come. Obviously a woman marries another man who is a Shudra, who is not very well qualified, then population will come, offspring will, children will come. And when the children comes, these children are called unwanted, because they are not practiced with anything which is useful for themselves or others or the society. So again family traditions are destroyed. There is some rituals, Vedic rituals, which are called karma kanda procedures, which we all do, like your parents do, we do, everybody do, for the welfare of the forefathers who left their bodies. That particular karma ritual is not being done because nobody teaches them, because these men are died. Who will remember about men's fathers, men's grandfathers? New things started, right? They take wrong shelter, so new things started, and the old thing అర్థమవుతుంది కదా. పాత వాళ్ళని మర్చిపోతారు. ఎవరు గుర్తు చేస్తారు వాళ్ళకి? మీ నాన్న ఉండేవాడు, ఆయన చచ్చిపోయాడు, ఆయనకు ఒక నాన్న ఉండేవాడు, ఆయనకు ఒక అమ్మ ఉండేది, వాళ్ళకి కర్మకాండ చేయాలి అని ఎవరు గుర్తు చేస్తారు వాళ్ళకి? Nobody is there to remind them what to do, because another set of relationships started with this Shudra dependent person or whatever it is. So they won't be given their oblations. All kinds of community and welfare programs are devastated because there is nobody proper person to guide them. And result of this is nothing auspicious but everything inauspicious. So Arjuna is saying, by me or by Pandavas or by us intending to get this royal kingdom, these all nonsenses will happen which will lead to the devastation, which I don't want to be a reason. And for everything I will be the reason, or for everything Pandavas will be the reason. And because of we being the reason, we have to go to the hellish planetary system. You got it? Arjuna's reasons, you got it? When you hear my recording again and try to read the Bhagavad Gita purports or anything, you will know these 5 points very clearly, why Arjuna is saying he doesn't want to fight. In that overwhelming situation also, he was addressing to Krishna, Krishna, I know you are the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. I know that you want me to fight, but these are the reasons which are not allowing me to fight. And these reasons have to do nothing with Arjuna's sense gratification or Arjuna's benefit. These reasons are completely, he is orienting towards others. He is orienting towards welfare. He is orienting towards well-being of everybody. Yes? When we get a chance to explain, we will always talk about ourselves. I did not do this because it is not beneficial for me. I did not do this because it is detrimental for me. I did not do this because I felt this is not right, etc., etc. But he is not talking here. He is talking from the Vedic point. He is talking from the Shastric point. He is talking from like killing the teachers. Oh, we should not even offer a verbal fight to the teacher. What to talk about he killing Dronacharya? His teacher is before him, and he is becoming the reason to kill his teacher, who has made him learn how the Kshatriya dharma is there. He has to kill his grandfather, great grandfather, who taught him the lessons of how to respect great elders, and he is in a position to kill Bhishma Dev. And by doing this, what anybody can get is sin. Where anybody can go is hell. That's what Arjuna is posing to Krishna. And Arjuna saying this, what did he do? He sat down on his chariot, left his bow and arrow, cast aside his bow and arrow, and expressed his inability for not fighting. He's completely overwhelmed with grief. And the essence of this first chapter is not to judge Arjuna as a incapable or unable person to fight, but the lesson is Arjuna's compassionate heart. A devotee has a compassionate heart, and such devotee is qualified to receive the self knowledge. Self means soul. Such devotee is very much qualified to receive the knowledge of the soul. This is a bridge between first and second chapter. Now his eligibility is being confirmed by his compassionate nature, soft-hearted nature, is ready to accept the instructions of Krishna. If Krishna would have been on the side of Duryodhana, he cannot be, because they are adharmic people. If also Duryodhana would have immediately listened to what Krishna said, and he would have chop everybody, but that is because of his greed and enviousness nature. And Arjuna is not doing that because Arjuna is, you both are not sleeping with the eyes open, right? Okay. I'm just checking. I'm not saying you are. I'm just checking. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes in my classes also, if they go long, I keep my open eyes, but my mind will be sleeping. Anyhow, you are not like that. So this quality of seeing upcoming bad or seeing very not good situation for others is a very good quality for a devotee. So a stage is set now for Krishna to speak. There is two subject matters spoke in Bhagavad Gita. One is called Brahma Shastra and the second one is called Yoga Shastra. Brahma Shastra means the Shastra of the self or the Shastra of the soul. And Yoga Shastra means the science of yoga. The science of yoga means the connection. How to connect with this Supreme Lord is Yoga Shastra. So two Shastras is being made us understand and mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So now this Arjuna devotee is very well qualified and the stage is set for Krishna to give this beautiful knowledge to Arjuna. Got it? Yes? Is it clear? What is the time? I'm not able to see. We have some time? 5 minutes?
8 minutes.
Like kind of 6:50 now? I'm not 7:50?
7:52. We have 8 minutes.
I'm sorry?
It's 7:52.
52. Okay, 8 to 10 minutes we have. So now let's discuss about some Sanskrit names. Now it is not about too much theory, philosophical, so it's interesting. So now some Sanskrit names with which in this first chapter Arjuna and Krishna are addressed. If I take you a detailed class like 4 verses a hour, then I could have explained you this in detail, but I have to cover this, so I'm just telling you as a summary. What are the names in how Krishna and Arjuna is being addressed by Sanjaya, or how Arjuna is addressing Krishna? Krishna is not addressing yet anybody because Krishna did not start speaking yet. So here addressing of Sanjaya, either Arjuna or Krishna, or Arjuna addressing Krishna. What are the names used for these great personalities? One is the speaker of the Bhagavad Gita and one is the receiver of the Bhagavad Gita. Not speaker, the giver of Bhagavad Gita. Also the speaker. The names are Hrishikesha. Krishna is addressed as Rishikesha. Panchajanyam Rishikesha. Rishikesha is the name of Krishna. It is mentioned in 1.15 verse and 1.24 verse. I already told you what is 1.15 and 1.24. First chapter 15th verse, Krishna is addressed as Rishikesha. First chapter 24 verse, Krishna is addressed as Rishikesha. What does that mean? The controller or the maintainer of the senses. Who is addressing Krishna in this way? Sanjaya is addressing while he is explaining Dhritarashtra what is happening in the battlefield. Sanjaya is addressing Krishna as Rishikesha. And in the same verse, Sanjaya is addressing 1.15 Arjuna as Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means acquirer of wealth. In the past history of Mahabharata, there was a time when Yudhishthira Maharaj needed lot of wealth. Nobody could get that wealth. Arjuna went to a very situation where nobody can get that wealth, but he did show his valor and fight, and he got that wealth to Yudhishthir Maharaj. He got that name Dhananjaya, acquirer of the wealth. Arjuna's name it is, not Krishna's name. And Krishna is addressed as Achyuta. Achyuta is a beautiful word wherein Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Achyuta. Achyuta means infallible. Infallible means he will never fail in showing his affection towards his devotees or doing the right thing. He will never fail in doing the right thing. That is the meaning of Achyuta. And Arjuna is addressed as Gudakesha by Sanjaya in verse number 1.24. Achyuta is in 1.21. Gudakesha is in 1.24. What does Gudakesha mean is one who has conquered the sleep. Sleep means it's not doing jagaran. Sleep here means ignorance. So one who has conquered the ignorance. So Arjuna can never be ignorant or dumb or fool or stupid. Arjuna is just acting as an instrument in the hands of Krishna to give us all Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna has conquered already the ignorance, so he is named as Gudakesha. And that is addressed by Sanjaya while he is explaining about Arjuna to Dhritarashtra. Krishna addresses Arjuna as Kaunteya many times. In this first chapter, this word comes Kaunteya. Kaunteya means son of Kunti. Simple. Kunti Devi is the mother of Pandavas. He is addressed as Kaunteya. At certain places, he is addressed as Partha. You understand, right? Partha Sarathi. Krishna is called, other name of Krishna is Partha Sarathi. Partha means Arjuna. Sarathi means charioteer of Arjuna. Why is Arjuna called Partha? Is because Kunti Devi's another name is Pritha. How does that name come? We'll discuss later any point. But Pritha is the name of Kunti Devi, and he is the son of Pritha, so he is also called as Partha. Arjuna is called as Partha. Krishna is addressed as Keshava. Keshi is a demon, and he killed the demon Keshi. So Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Keshava in verse number 1.30 to tell that, oh, you have killed the demon Keshi. Now kill this demon of doubts in me. Something like that. Govinda. Krishna is addressed as Govinda. Vidideshwara Parama Krishna. In that Govinda word come, it is the maintainer of the cows and the controller of the senses. Krishna is addressed in this chapter as Madhusudana. He killed the demon Madhu and Kaitaba, two demons, so he gets the name as Madhusudana. Krishna is called as Madhava because he is the husband of the Madhavi, who is the goddess of fortune. Krishna is called Janardhana because Krishna is the one who listens to the calls of his subjects. Jana means his subjects. Janardhana means one who addresses the call of the subjects. Varshneya. Krishna is also called Varshneya because he descends from the Vrishni dynasty. We are not seeing much Arjuna's name because there is nobody addressing Arjuna yet. Krishna will be addressing Arjuna later, so we'll get to know more names about Arjuna. But here these are the names of Krishna, and they are mentioned in so and so verses as I have mentioned. Now, the thing what you have to note down is there are certain set of important verses in Bhagavad Gita first chapter which you can memorize at your ease when you have some time. In my detailed classes, I will make all the children of my classes, which goes for 2.5 years a batch, 1 hour a week, all these verses. I'll help them memorize, and they memorize it weekly, at least one verse. So in the first chapter, the verses which have to be memorized, note it down with your pencil in the book. 1.1, 1.15, 1.16, 1.28, 1.29. This will be useful for your mother also. She is also seriously studying Bhagavad Gita through my Bhakta Vriksha classes every Friday. So 1.31, 1.35, 1.40 to 1.42 and 1.46. 1.40 to 1.46. 42 means 1.40, 41 and 42. And 1.46. There are 46 verses in Bhagavad Gita, first chapter. So this is what it is. So we discussed about the 5 subject matters discussed in Bhagavad Gita. We discussed about the extended stage setting for Bhagavad Gita first chapter. We discussed about how Bhagavad Gita starts with the inquiry of Dhritarashtra. We understood about the position of Sanjaya being a pure devotee of the Lord and a sincere disciple of his spiritual master Vyasadeva. We understood about the Divya Drishti or the divine vision with which Sanjaya is able to narrate everything, whatever is happening in the battlefield, clearly seeing, envisioning. Even the next chariot person also cannot hear properly what is happening because it is so much of sound in the battlefield. If the TV is on in one room, in the second room what is happening we cannot hear. But when the big war is happening, so many people are there, so much of talking going on, so much of animals, horses sounds, so animal sounds, chariot sounds, wheels sounds, etc., etc. How can even a next chariot person can hear what Krishna is saying? So what Krishna is saying is only heard and seen by only two people, that is Arjuna, fully is only Arjuna and Sanjaya. And this live conversation was so clear and immediate. So we discussed about the personality of Dhritarashtra, what is his nature, what is his personality, how he is discriminating his sons, and how he has hope that still my sons would win, though he was very clear with his proper understanding that Krishna is on the other side and they will win. And then Sanjaya's position, and how Sanjaya is very humbly, as a humble secretary to Dhritarashtra, explaining everything to Dhritarashtra in a very nice way. He's not just saying, okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. He's explaining very nicely the situation and the condition of Arjuna in which he is speaking. He need not explain that, oh, mouth is drying up and all these things. He needs explaining. He need not explain, but he is explaining very clearly what Arjuna is experiencing and expressing to Krishna. So clearly he explained everything. And we heard about how Arjuna was overwhelmed by looking at his own kith and king ready to fight for the Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, and how he is saying that he can very humbly saying to Krishna that he may not be in a position to be fighting his situation, and he gives wonderful 5 reasons for why he doesn't want to fight, which align with the Vedas and Shastras, and how he cast aside his bow and arrow and sat in a very depressing mood, that he doesn't want to fight. We discussed about the important names mentioned by Sanjaya and Arjuna, and regarding the names of Krishna and Arjuna, different names of Sanskrit with different meanings. And we have summarized whole Bhagavad Gita first chapter essence in this 1 hour class, and we have noted down the important verses in the first chapter also, that which you can memorize at your ease. Okay, now is it good? Okay, now you share, how do you feel this class? Let me put off the recording, because and then